Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Season 7 of Big Mouth. And this raunchy, Nick Kroll produced, starring, created, animated show about puberty and growing up takes our characters to a whole new place, leading up to high school. And I think that's one of the biggest leaps that this season takes, is taking us to that next level and evolving our characters into a new situation. And there's conflict there in terms of like growing up, making that shift from middle school to high school, and how that's going to affect all the characters in the show. I do feel like Nick gets some moments throughout this new season where he gets to try to develop some relationships with some new characters. Like he meets a young woman when he goes to this private school for a day, and it really influences his choices. And that new dynamic really pushes him in terms of relationships and his feelings. Also introduces a new hormone monster, Megan, played by Megan Thee Stallion, who delivers an incredible new song about listening to your pussy. And really works within the show, especially with Megan Thee Stallion's style in terms of her rapping. You have Andrew, who's doing all of his depravity. He has this interesting whole episode where there's this new young neighbor who moves in who's totally into him, a younger woman. And he's totally into her mom. That makes it super, super weird because of course he does. All leading up to the last episode of the season where he's dealing with this bully that he has. And he really gets into this crazy kind of time-traveling final episode, which I thought was, not as big scale as some of the other Big Mouth finales, but it was still doing something interesting and different. I feel like Jessie gets really sidelined here, but she does get to develop this friendship with Nick's older sister, and also maybe developing this friendship with this cooler, edgier high school girl, and Jessie's kind of plopped in the middle. Jay and Lola get sent on this whole entire storyline where Lola's dating Jay's brother and is trying to make him jealous, and I feel like Jay's a lot less interesting in this season. But it does open up for Matthew to actually get a pretty sizable journey, and an interesting episode where him and his buddy, who he works with like the news and everything, really gets a chance to shine. The one that 100% probably has autism, and has the Logic Rock, played by Randall Park, coming back for this episode. That was probably the best episode of this season, is Panic at the Mall, with him and his anxiety, the anxiety mosquitoes on parade here. I do feel like you have Missy, who goes on an interesting journey of self-discovery of her own body, and then also coming to grips with this fear of going into high school and these new challenges. And Ayo Edebiri does a great job as Missy, yet again, really coming into this role. And Missy's dealing with a whole new emotion, dread, which is this disgusting giant black sludge monster that 100% should have been Tim Curry if he was still regularly working, but I think it's Ken Page, which is pretty awesome that it is. But I feel like this season doesn't add a ton of new emotions or feelings and stuff like that. Some of the characters get lost, I think, in the shuffle here and have a lot less interesting storylines. But I do think the push towards high school really shakes the show up in a way that it needs to in this 7th season. And I still had a lot of fun with it. I laughed. It's weird. It's crazy. It's raunchy. It's disgusting. It's Big Mouth. What do you expect? But those are my thoughts on Season 7 of Big Mouth. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.